Today we are going to be taking a look at a scenario where Sicily forms an empire. Now Sicily in real life is part of Italy, but in this scenario they'll just be getting their independence and forming their own empire. Now me and Sicily have a very complex relationship. Basically, there was a kind of live stream I did a while ago, and in that live stream I had to draw a load of provinces inside of Sicily, and I wasn't just like provinces, I had to draw a Sicily province inside of Sicily province. Which has made me hate this southern Italian island forever. Also, I'm finally back from Tunisia now. I've just come on a plane, not too far away from Sicily. It looks something like over like this. I went too far away from Sicily, really. It was like, I think it was like this. I went through southern Sardinia here, and you can see it's quite far away, but I was close to this island. I don't really like it. Anyway, they'll be coloured in red, and also NATO and the EU, all stuff like that doesn't exist, and Sicily will not be touched if they invade anyone. Unless they take it a bit too far, but anyway, first they're going to start off with Malta, and poor little Malta, they don't stand a chance against Sicily. So they get then fully annexed into the Sicilian Empire, and straight away they've already shown that they are colonialist. And you see now, there's a chance that they can just get gobbled up by Italy again. I mean, Sicily would not be able to last very long against this. So they're going to seek help from a country that is nearby, and that country is going to be France. Them and France are going to sign a defensive pact together, saying if one of us gets attacked, then I'll be. It's more like France. Sicily doesn't need to help France, so they get attacked. But if Sicily gets attacked, France needs to help them in return for, I don't know, like a trade deal or something with Sicily. So we see Sicily get a good deal, and also military support from France as well. So they're going to be able to do a lot more now. And they have a dream of being a Mediterranean empire and practically reforming Rome, which is very, very out of probably what they would be able to do, but we'll see. And the first thing they do is go ahead and attack Cyprus, or they declare war on Cyprus, so they can get basically like a kind of, like, maybe if they get Crete as well, they can get a whole wall over this side of the southern Mediterranean. Maybe they can like buy Crete or something, but I don't think we should sell Crete. But they're going to declare war on Cyprus, and I'm going to say it's not northern Cyprus or anything, it's just a fully united Cyprus and no British military bases, because otherwise Sicily would be cooked. But they're going to make a landing in western Cyprus, and yeah, with French support, Cyprus ain't going to last for much long against this Sicily country, and then they get fully annexed into the empire. Now Sicily has kind of grown to a point where, there's not really any more weak countries in the Mediterranean. They can go after Monaco if they want, but I'm just going to say France has already taken up that opportunity and gobbled up all of Monaco. So there's not really anyone else they can go for. They can go for anyone, but they'll get gobbled up, and Greece is probably more powerful than them. I say they're like maybe the same strength as like Czechia or something. That's how I'm going to say they are in a minute. So they're going to start to build up their army until it gets decently strong. And now what's going to happen is actually very interesting. We see the biggest jumping of all time. So Italy will get jumped by both France and Sicily, and yeah, it's not going to go very well. Even worse, as they have funded a Roman rebellion, which is like a kind of Roman republic. It's going to like have some land over here as well. It's going to be a bit weird. It's going to like occupy some areas of Italy, and basically wants to be friends with these two nations. I'm actually going to colour this a different colour. But it wants to be friends or get allies with Sicily and France. So what they're going to do straight off the bat is attempt to connect some of these territories. They'll go out and they'll cut Italy in half. And Sicily will then make a landing in the southern boot part of Italy, taking a bit more land away, going up. And they even make a naval landing in Sardinia. And so does France as well. So this island is going to get split in half, it looks like. And Italy, they're going to make an effort to push back. They're going to be able to push this out partially, and then push into some of this lime area over here. They fully push this out over here, and even make a tiny little landing over here in Corsica. However, it's over I mean, it's not over, but it's pretty much guaranteed that they're going to lose now, as Austria has joined this war because they want some South Tyrol back. I know it's the Alps, but yeah, who really cares? They just take South Tyrol back. I don't know if that's what it looks like, but it just does. And now the Sicilians have taken the entire of Italy, and now they are like a little sad sausage. They look like a sausage. So the video that I just recorded kind of like glitched out. I forgot to pause. I paused the wrong areas and played them. It was weird. So I'll just explain what happened after that. So I think France managed to push Italy out of Corsica, and then they split Sardinia with Sicily. Austria also took South Tyrol as well, and the new Roman Republic has been born. And Sicily has now formed a pretty large, a decently large empire. But sometimes you need a bit of diplomacy with an empire, so they're gonna make a few purchases. They are getting a lot of money. They're trading with France. They're trading with all the rest of Italy. They're trading with other countries around like Turkey. There's Spain over here, Portugal even as well. It's like there's quite a few countries, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, that might be able to pay quite a bit of money for stuff. So they're going to make a few purchases. First thing they purchase is these islands over here, and Sicily now, they're very rich, and that's like, they've just become an extremely rich nation from all the trading they've been selling and stuff. And people are starting to see it a bit like how the UAE is seen in our time. It's like it's a lot like that in a way, where people just see it as a very rich nation. A lot of people move to because it's rich, kind of way. But they also make a purchase from Greece, and that is for Crete. And Crete is valuable now. This is extremely valuable for the empire, I guess, because they now have what they've wanted, and that is the wall kind of around this area of the Mediterranean. Like, even if, say, Tunisia, like some other country like Algeria wanted to take over this, they couldn't. Like, there's a massive wall that they can run for all these different chains of islands that they have, and it's pretty much the entire Mediterranean. So yeah, it's very valuable what they have here, and they're going to use this to their advantage, as they will be declaring war on Rome's old enemy, I guess, of Tunisia, which I've just been in the last few days. They will be able to make a landing with their incredible navy. They also have a very good navy. Make a landing in northern part of Tunisia, and they start to kind of fight around, even landing down here as well. They make a lot of landings, and it's going very good for this country. And I know a lot more about Tunisian geography right now, so they were able to push further into the north, which is the more, I guess, the less deserty areas, because I think Tunisian geography looks something like this. So this is all the fertile areas up here, and the rest is kind of desert in the blue. So they'll be able to basically just take all of that. And now Tunisia is pretty much a massive desert, so they'll push a bit further in. Don't really need to do too much, just take the rest of the coast now. And Tunisia, at this point, they call it a day. And they decide to surrender over to Italy. And Sicily. And now they've basically doubled their size, picking up a huge claim, which is Tunisia. And wow. Anyway, Sicily now at this point is beginning to be a top power in the Mediterranean. They have a lot of money that they can buy things with. But now we're going to see them make a bit of a weird move. They declared war on Albania. Oh, but then Kosovo joins. But then that causes Serbia to join. Oh, and then Bosnia and Herzegovina, yeah, they're going to join. We then also see Macedonia join, weirdly enough, and then Bulgaria be joining as well. Yeah, let's go to this is the second Balkan War we've had on this channel so far. So yeah, that happens. And Sicily, they actually like this because they can get a lot of land from this Balkan War thing. Not really, but I'm actually going to colour Bulgaria in a different colour because they're not necessarily on the same side as the others. They just don't want to be on. They just don't like Macedonia. So we see Sicilian troops who are very ready for this make a landing in Albania, taking the country very quickly. We also then see Serbia work down, and these are the strongest countries in the Balkans. Serbia is one of the, I think it's like the third or fourth strongest in the Balkans. So we'll be able to take all of Kosovo and then work a bit into Macedonia. But then this is going to cause some tension with Bulgaria because they like Macedonia, but they want own Macedonia. So then that happens, and then I'm gonna make the Serbian occupied lands slightly different colour, so you can see kind of the like what the country is occupied like. Then we just have Bosnia and yes, Srpska declares their independence, and Bosnia just collapses. Yeah, they just completely collapse, and now we have basically, I guess, the second Yugoslavia is kind of a new one, and then they also invade Montenegro for good measure. You know, got to get Montenegro done. But hey, let's take a look at what this does, because it's going to do a few things now. So they're going to be a bit bigger. So here we see the peace treaty, and you can tell now Serbia is ginormous after this. They annexed all of Kosovo, they took over Montenegro and half of Bosnia and Herzegovina, which this isn't looking to, I mean, it's probably going to be fine, you know, it's the coastal lands, the most valuable lands of Bosnia. And then Sicily took all of Albania and a tiny bit of, half of Macedonia. It's kind of like split equally, I guess, and then Bulgaria took the rest. So you can see now Sicily has formed a strong empire, which at this point I'm probably not going to do like a coalition war in this video, because who would really want to form a coalition against Sicily? They're quite nice, except for all the expansionism and stuff. But this is where I'm actually going to end it, because they've formed an empire at this point, which is pretty damn huge. I don't think there'll be any stopping this. I'm probably going to make it a bit bigger. You know, I'll just say they buy some land and let's see what happens. So Sicily now has formed a massive empire, which I don't know what they do probably in the future. They have a pretty big sphere of influence, which we can take a look at what that, I mean, they don't really have a sphere, it's pretty much as themselves, because they've taken over all this sphere of influence countries. But I could definitely see them maybe buying the rest of Sardinia in the future. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they could do anything really. They're one of the richest nations in the world at this point. They are probably top 15 GDP. They're very rich. So yeah, they can basically do loads. They have a king like the guy from Mali who just bankrupted the country. He's that rich. So this is gonna end it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And now I like Sicily a bit more after doing this video. So